You are Alpha and Omega. We worship you are worthy to be praised. You are Alpha and Omega. We you are worthy.
Connected to OPT Find S3 Pro. Okay, you'll find that's free pro. Esatto. Okay, so you'll find that street row.
Hello, everyone. It's Michael, and today we're going to be doing Smart Library Administration, a walkthrough. Some of the fundamental things that you need to know about Smart Library. And as one of our loyal users, we hope to bring you up to speed on all the fantastic things that we do. So we hope you enjoy this session and you can take plenty of notes. Okay, so the first place we're going to start is going to be in the login area. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm also turning on my um, closed captioning so you can have a look and you can have a read of everything that we're talking about today. Okay, the first thing we're going to deal with is the login process. So sign in. Now, if you are not a single sign on user, then you just put your username there, you go next, you put your password in there, and then you go login and you're on. If you are a single sign on person, you just skip that process totally because as soon as you click on the icon, it should just load you up and that's what you would see. Okay, this is the landing page. Now, the landing page can be different. Okay, so you can have a landing page that goes across the screen and displays everything there. Now, as you know, it's exactly the same results. Okay, and as you may or may not be aware, this is a landing page where you can have federated searching of a whole bunch of other resources. And if you happen to be in a group of schools and you'll all agree to share your content, well, guess what? You can go in here and you can have a look at what all the other schools have in their collection. Okay. And of course, you can also then borrow from one another if you've come to an agreement to share your resources. So when you run Smart Suite Library, okay, you do not pay extra for anything. You don't pay extra for consortia arrangements. You don't pay extra for federated searching. You don't pay extra for certain modules. It's all integrated. Okay. So you never ever have to pay for an upgrade. It's all included. So everything we're going to show you today, it's included. You don't even have to worry about it. And as far as upgrades go, we do about 3 or 4 upgrades a year. We'd recommend you take them on. You don't have to. You can just stay at the previous installation, which could have been about 3 years old. Okay, but every upgrade we do, we bring you up to date with what's new on the system, and it's your option whether you take it on or not. Unlike some of the other companies out there, we don't change the name of our product like we have. It was original product was called FILMS, Functional Integrated Library Management System. Then it went to E-Library, then it went to V-Library, then it went to V-Knowledge, and so forth and so on. It doesn't matter what the name is. It's still an upgrade. And we don't charge anything, zero charge for upgrades, regardless of how we do it and how we name it or whatever. So, strongly recommend take on an upgrade, bring you up to date and bring you the latest. One of the latest things about Smart Library, if you catalog uh, audiobook as an example, or you catalog a movie and you play it. So here we go. If you play that movie, guess what? It'll automatically come up with uh, closed captioning if that's what you want. So if you want to introduce closed captioning into Smart Suite Library, and that means, let's say for argument's sake, you've got a YouTube video or you videotape yourself and you've put that video on the system and it's called Match Division. So if you put that video of yourself on there and you play the Match Division, and if you turn on closed captioning, guess what? It'll just appear up here, even though the video may not have been made with closed captioning. That's the power of Smart Suite. Okay. So now that you've signed in, okay, we need to show you how you can set different roles for different people. So, as an example, you might have someone that comes and helps you out in the library and they just do cataloging. So, we want to give them a cataloging role. We want to have a retired parent come in and they want to help with circulation. They give you 3 hours a week. So, you can create them and give them the role of circulation. You might have someone else who's a member of the library and they do everything. You can give them administration rights. You might have someone who just comes from the admin and they want to pull some reports off. You can just give them reporting rights. So you can give people whatever role you want. The way you do it is you click on the menu button and anything to do with patrons. So all your functionality is here. But if you're talking about patron functionality, just click on to the patron menu. Okay. Now let me grab this closed captioning, put it up here. Now in here, okay, if you scroll it up so you can see every other function that's available under patron. Patron management is where you go to do anything to do with patrons. Okay. So when the patron screen comes up, it's always going to bring up your login screen. So if you've logged in as Liv, it'll come up with Liv. You log in as Michael, come up with Michael. You log in as Joanna, it'll come up with Joanna. Okay. What it's going to show you is your barcode, which can be any number, admin number, created number, you've given them a number, random number, username. Okay. You don't have to put that in, but a username is something like Michael.Fernandez, if that's the username. So let me just go down here and bring up someone. Okay, here we go. So my barcode is 111. My username is Michael.Fernandez. My first name is Mike. It's Fernandez. That's my email address. And a class grade of staff, okay, and a homeroom of 08. Now, that's not the role. The role is down here. When you click on here, you can see all the different roles you can give people. So experiment. Now, what that means is if I was given the role of a circulation desk and cataloger, when I click on the menu button, then I will only have circulation desk and cataloger. Okay. If I got a role of a teacher, then I'll just have TV for education on the system. So play around. Those are the roles that you can have, which is totally different to the class grade. The class grade is how many books I can borrow. So as a staff member, my parameters are set as I can borrow 1,000 books for 365 days. That's what that is. Okay. So all your information's up here. Now, if you want to find the patron, just click on find and type in Smith. Okay, and all the Smiths will come up. Or what you can do is you can just go S, and anyone with S will come up. Okay, they can have S anywhere in their name and it'll come up. So that's the advantage of the find option. If you want to add a new patron, click on new and then just fill out the blanks. If you want to delete a patron out of the system, not a problem. Just bring them up and then hit the delete button and it'll tell you if you delete, you're going to delete all their borrowing history as well. You cannot delete a patron if they've got loans out. You have to flag the loans as either being returned or damaged or lost or whatever before you can delete them. If you got a photograph of a patron, just click on upload. Okay, click on the photo, click on open, and within a second, that image will appear up here. If you've got bulk photos, there is a bulk photo loading option. Talk to us about that. Okay, now what if you need to contact us and communicate with us about anything? Well, there's a number of options available to you. We have support like you would not believe. So, as an example, no one else provides this kind of level of support. So, let me go to functional solutions. Okay, and on our home page on the functional solutions website, if you click on support, why not check this out and compare what we do compared to all our competitors? Just scroll up. That's our support manager. Have a listen to what he has to say. And then what do we do for support? Well, we provide phone support, we provide email support, we provide ticketed support, we provide YouTube support, we provide help article support, we provide concierge support, and it goes on and on and on. What we do for support is absolutely amazing. But how do you contact us? Well, let's start with concierge. Down here, that's the concierge. You click that, and it'll come up with I'm logged in as librarian, so that's why it's come up. If I logged in as Michael, say, hi, Mike. And then you just put your question in here. And guess what? It is not machine responded. When you put anything in here, we actually monitor that. Our help desk staff, our wonderful help desk staff will look at it and then respond to you accordingly. So it's real time. Okay. It's not one of these post a thing. If you want to post a support request, you go to menu, you go to mailbox, okay? And when the mailbox comes up, you can create a ticket. I want to create a ticket, and the subject is, can someone walk me through setting borrowing parameters? And in your message, you'll say, my number is such and such. I'm available between 2 and 3:30 every day, or Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And you hit that paper rocket. And that's it. Okay, and that's all there is to it. That's how you create a ticket. By the way, if you're using concierge and you have a problem with the screen because it's doing this, why not click that little camera button there? It will send the concierge a screenshot of your screen, and then you can type in here, have a look at this error message that I've got here. I don't understand what it's saying. So, concierge is fantastic. Well, what about other support options that are available to me? Well, I'm glad you asked. Okay. And if you've got any questions, you put them in the chat up on the top right hand side of the YouTube session, and your question will come up here. And someone just asked me, what are the other options available to me through the system? Easy. So you click on menu, and instead of going to the mailbox, why not go down to support and scroll up? So we have help articles, we have training videos, we have the FSI community, we've got a quick start guide. Play around with it, go in and have a look. You will be amazed at the level of support. I'm always amused when you subscribe to a system, a library system, or any other system, and they'll tell you everybody else uses our system, so why don't you come across and then you can form your own support group? And I think, well, what are you paying them money for if you're going to form your own support group? With us, you can do that if you want to, but why? When you have so many ways to contact us and to ask for help on anything. And by the way, anything you ask for doesn't cost you a cent. As an example, you might have a new library staff member and you're very busy. Why not create a ticket and say, the new staff member is Justine. Can you please organize training for her on cataloging only? Okay. And the message will be, this is Justine's number. Can you please ring her directly and organize to do it with her? That's it. So you can ask for training on anything, you can ask for support on anything, and that's what we do. Okay. So coming back to my patron screen. Okay. So in the patron screen, you can add patrons as often as you want. You can delete them. You can change their details as often as you want. You can hit save. If you want to give them a password, click on change password, put in a new password. Okay. Confirm that password, and then tell them what the password is. Or you can say, no, everyone's password is going to be password to start with. And you'll click on here and say, change the password on next login. And you think, oh, so you mean to say I can give everyone the same password so that when they log in, it then asks them to change their password on their first login? Well, I've got 1,000 students, or I've got 2,000 students. How do I do it for 2,000 of them? Well, give us a ticket and then tell us in the ticket you want everyone's password to be reset to password, and you also want them to change their password on login. Okay, so create a ticket and we'll do a global change for you. Or you might turn around and say, I want to do it myself. Can you walk me through a global change, how to do it? And we can do that for you as well. It's very simple and it's very, very easy. Okay, now you can put in parent details. Okay, you don't need to put an address, but you can put in whatever you like. This is the fundamentals that we want. Now, why would you give us an email address, and why would you put in a parent's email and parent's name? That's easy. In SmartSuite, it's such a sophisticated, easy to use system, and it's so automated. You can automate your loans and overdues to automatically be sent once a week to all the students if the books are 30 days or less, or 60 days or less with this particular kind of a letter. And you can say, if it's over that, create a first letter to the parents to say that your child has the following books overdue. And we can show you how to do that. But we can't do that if your parents' email address are not there, or if your student's email is not here. So we can automate notices to go out based on your particular wording, based on the criteria. If it's 30 days, this wording. If it's 60 days, this wording. If it's 90 days, this wording, but to the parents, and so forth and so on. Okay, we can even send invoices to the parents if you want through the system if it's more than 120 days, things like that. Okay, talk to us, we'll walk you through how to do that. Okay, that's all there is I want to tell you about patrons. We want to go into cataloging. So I'm assuming that cataloging has all its parameters set up, so I'm going to walk you through the cataloging of a book, and then I'll walk you through the parameters. Okay, so you can see how simple and easy it is if everything is set up correctly. So I'm assuming that it's set up correctly. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go to the schools collection, and we are going to choose a book that we're going to catalog. Okay, so in here, I'm going to search for dog. Okay, and the reason for that is because I want an ISBN number of a book. So let's grab this particular book and let's copy that ISBN number. Okay, you can pick any one you like. So here we go, copy. Now I want to catalog a book, and this is the book I want to catalog. So what I would do is I would go in here and I'd go to catalog and then go into the catalog. When I go into the catalog, it will always bring up one of two kinds of records. It'll bring up the last record you were working on, or the very first record if you haven't cataloged anything in a while. Okay, and I can go, I want to add a new record, so I just go new. You can see it's blank. There's no additional titles, editors, subjects, genres, copies. There's nothing there. It's just a blank record. Okay, so when you click new, it gives you a blank record. All you do is you zap in your ISBN number. You can use any barcode reader, and bearing in mind that SmartSuite doesn't require any IT input, any IT support from your school, doesn't require any particular hardware. And you say, oh, what about the barcode reader? Well, we couldn't care less either. Any barcode reader that will read your barcodes into a Word document or an Excel document or Word or WordPad or whatever, if it reads it into there, it'll work it in ours. So you zap in the ISBN number and then you click this little button. When you click that button, okay, if the record exists on SKIS, it's imported successfully. See how it's got nothing? Now when I go okay, guess what? There it is. The record's in there. Any additional titles? No. Any editor? No. Any subjects? Yep. Any genre? Yeah. Animal stories. Any illustrators? No illustrator. Any series? Any notes? Any publisher? Okay. So authors. So it's got everything from SKIS. Then you just need to go to copies, go into the barcode field, zap in your barcode, okay, and then make the status available. If it's available, tell it where that book is actually stored, okay, the English staff room, the sublocation if you've got one, then what the loan type is. The loan type, it's a fortnightly loan, and it's no renewal for that. And then all you do is you go save. Now, when you save it, if there are fields that must be entered that you haven't entered, like it says the media type, tell me what media this is. Just go back to the basic and then have a look. So media, and I'll go, well, this is a book, okay, or a fiction or a non-fiction or whatever. So that's it. And now you go save. That's cataloged. If you want to do another one, just go new and then just zap in the barcode of the book and click that button and off you go again. Now that's all right if you got one or two items, or if it's not not a book, it's a laptop or an iPad or a photocopier or a camera you want to catalog. Just fill in the blanks and fill in all the different tabs that you want to. It's entirely up to you which one you fill in, and then just put the barcode and then go save. And that's all there is to cataloging. Okay, but you haven't got one book, you've got 50 books. And of the 50 books, 15 are fiction, 5 are non-fiction, and the rest are reference books or teacher's reference. Easy. So if you want to do a bulk catalog, click on the menu, click on the catalog, and don't go to the normal one by one catalog, go to the global catalog. That's where you do a SKIS cataloging. Okay. And in here, on the left-hand side, you'll put in the holdings information, like where it's going to be stored, what the location, what the loan period, renewal period for this group of books are, okay? And then what you do is you zap in the ISBN number, and then you'll go to the barcode and zap in the barcode. Then you enter the next ISBN number, the next barcode, then the next ISBN number, the next barcode, then the next ISBN number, and the next barcode, the next ISBN number, and the next barcode. and then I'm going to make up this ISBN number, which is rubbish, and I put in this barcode. Okay, if it doesn't exist on Skiss, what it's going to do, it's going to tell you it doesn't exist. So you just pull out that book. Okay, it'll come up with red in a minute. So you don't have to wait for it to catch up with you. You just go ISBN barcode, ISBN barcode, ISBN barcode. If it doesn't exist as red, just pull that book out, and you have to catalog it manually, or maybe come back to it in a couple of days or a couple of weeks because Skiss might have cataloged it then. That's all there is to it. And then, of course, you just go print at the bottom right. And when you go print, okay, it will print out your spine label for you automatically. Okay, and there it is. And you go, no, I want to reuse a spine label. So at the bottom of the screen, leave 17 blanks. Okay, and regenerate. So what it'll do is it'll move it down to the 18th spine label and start printing. Really, really simple, very fast, very quick, very easy. Now, let me go to, all right, before I cataloged, I said that all the parameters were set. So what parameters do I need to set? Only two, actually. The first parameter is putting in your Skiss username and password. So in the global cataloging screen, you go down to the configuration, and next to the configuration, the up arrow, click on the up arrow and go down to Z3950 databases. You look for Skiss, put your Skiss username in there, put your Skiss password in there, and then just go save or update. And that's it. You're now ready to catalog with Skiss. If you want to print spine labels automatically, well, again, go up to the up arrow, go to default spine labels, and these are all the spine labels that we have done for different schools. Okay, so my recommendation is, if you haven't got a preference, go and buy Rayco 12603. They're industry standard, used by the largest majority of schools. Just click on 12603 and then go save. If you say, yeah, but I've got 13 pages of spine labels and they're not in that list, well, you can go to the reports module and you can go and format your own spine label. It might take you 2-3 days, maybe 4 days, and there's a lot of fiddling around. You got to move it one character to the left, half a character up, make the margin half a character wider, tell it, all that stuff. Is it really worth the headache? Why not just go and buy 12603, pay your $50 or whatever it is, and you got peace of mind. It'll never, ever go out of alignment. You can use any of these labels up here. It'll never go out of alignment. Okay? And that's all there is to it. Circulation. Easy. You click on menu, and when you click on menu, that's all your functions here. So you can just go circulation, circulation. And the circulation screen is always in checkout mode, always in checkout. So when you log in, you go Smith, and you choose the Smith. Okay. And if he's got any issues, it'll tell you he's got an overdue. Click on that. All the overdues are generally in red. If it's brown, it's not an overdue. If it's brown, it's saying that this book was overdue, but he claimed he returned it. So basically, that book is back in circulation. Other people can borrow it. It's just letting you know that John Smith took this book out and he said he returned it. We don't believe him, but we've given him the benefit of the doubt. Now, if someone else comes and borrow this book, it only then will it come off John's loans. When you run overdues, it will not print for him, but you can once a month say, anyone that's got claimed returns, send them an overdue list. Okay, and just you can pretend that, oh, this is just an overdue list, and send it out to them. Can you please check at home to make sure that you haven't got a copy of these books? So you can do that too. Okay, if you want to check out a book to him, you just enter the barcode of the book, and if there's any reasons why not, it's telling you that this one's on loan. Well, it can't be. I've got it in my hand. The kids put it back on the shelf. Just go okay, and it'll now check it out here. It checks it in, checks it out, and that's all it is to it. If you want to return, you just click on return and you do that. Okay. Now, if John Smith is saying that he's leaving, well, on the left hand side, come down here and you go to current loans. Okay. And then you just hit that button and that will print a report for you. And what you can do with this report is you can just go print it out and send it to, give it to him. Say, John, I know you're leaving. Can you please check for these books? Or better than that, why not click on email? Okay, and the email, you can put whatever subject you like and put the email address of John's mom or dad, and then just at the bottom of the screen, just go send now. And that's all there is to it. You can send, so you can do that all from that first screen, circulation screen. Okay, so what else can you do from the circulation screen? You can click on overdues and do an overdue loan. You can look at his loan history. Okay, you can run all these reports on his activity on the school system. Okay, you can click on John Smith and it'll take you to his patron record because he doesn't have a photograph. So why not take your iPad, click it, and then click upload and upload his photograph in there. Okay. What else can you do? You can also click on the title of a book and it'll take you straight to the catalog record. If you want to change or do anything with the catalog record, you can do that and then just exit out of the tab and brings you back to circulation. If you want to return, click on return and just go return, 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 return. And you say, oh, can I change the parameters of my loan system? Absolutely. So why don't you experiment? Click on that little cog on the top right, and guess what? These are all the things that the circulation system does. And you can turn on and turn off functionality as you like. It's quite exhaustive. Whatever you do, if you change anything, don't forget to hit the save button. Okay, and then that'll exit you out, or click the exit button. Okay, so what I just did before, I hit the save button, but you can just say, no, I don't want to change anything. Just exit out and take you back out. All right. Now, if you say, John, you can't borrow because you got how to draw a cartoon, he said, I returned it. Just click on that and go claim return. If he said, I lost it, then just click on the lost. Either of those two buttons will pop up a little box for you so you can put your own comment about what he said about that lost or about that claim return. Okay. So it's really, really straightforward, very, very easy. Okay, the last thing we're going to touch on this morning is we're going to touch on reports. Well, guess what? I know that with some systems, if you go into the reports module and you want a particular report, whatever that report is, a stock take report, a loan report, a history report, a borrowing report, a catalog report. So in our case, when you go to catalog or you go to cost center or you go to loans or you go to email or you go to history, whatever, when you click on there, there's all your reports. And you can run any report you like, or you can bring up the report, okay? And then you can go configure and you can change this report by giving it a new name. You can put different conditions onto it, sort it differently. Then you can add other features, other fields you want on that report. So in this report, I want to add, not accession number. I click the plus, it's alphabetical. Choose what other information you want on that report. I want the call number. So now you've got the call number as well. Okay, I've got call number there. No, I don't want the call number. I also want to be able to report on the collation. So now you got collation. Okay, so these are the results that come out from the reporting menu. The template is what fields of information from the results are going to be placed here. Okay, so that's what all of that is. And if you save it, I'm not going to save it. Oh, I'll save it. I'll save it. Okay, what's going to happen is when you go into the cataloging module, these are the reports. Okay, when you save it, reports created by me, it comes down here. And when you click on catalog, catalog by author duplicate. So you can now click on that and you can run that particular report. So give me the author's name and I go author Dal. Okay, so now I got author Dal. Whoops, author Dal. Let's choose Roald Dahl. Okay, author Dal. And now I go generate. It'll generate the report and there's the template. And you go, well, I thought I put call number. No, I put collation in there. So what you can do is you can go to the results and there's your collation. So if you want to put this column into the template, you go to configure and you can go and add that onto the template. But you can print that or you can print that. It's entirely up to you. And of course, if it goes for thousands and thousands and thousands of pages, what you can do is you can go, I want to export that data or export as a PDF. and export that data will be a CSV file or an Excel file. Then you can suck it in and then sort it and do all sorts of other stuff for it. Okay, so the reports module is very, very powerful. Play around, and if you go into the reports module and you cannot find what you want, but you require a specific kind of report in a specific way, and you don't want to play around, you don't want to sit through another training session on reports, why not create a ticket, tell us what you want, and let us write the report for you? And the beauty is, it's not one extra cent. You can ask for as many reports as you like. We'd love to do it for you. We'd love to show you how to do it. Smart Suite is a very, very powerful system, fully fledged function system. And the beauty of it is, it will not cost you 1 cent more for anything that you want to do with it. Okay. So we hope we've enlightened you to a lot of the functionality. What we've touched on is just the tip of the iceberg, but we only had 30 minutes. And believe it or not, we've just gone more than 30 minutes. So thank you very much for spending that time with us today. And I hope we have enlightened